Day 2, first day of hunting. Grandpa. I'm hunting with Grandpa today. Well, I'm shooting video with Grandpa today. So
we're getting ready to go have some breakfast and hit it for the first time. This morning in the room, I heard an elk bugle.
Yeah.
Woke me up. In fact, that was the alarm clock. Last night, we heard elk all through the night, bugling all around us.
Yesterday when we got in, we just kind of scouted around, hung out a little bit, got the feel of the land, and then today, it's shooting time.
Seen a couple massive bulls out of Gregory's price range.
Yeah.
Out of all of our price ranges together.
They said that one, I thought that one up there was like a 10 grand bull. They're like, no, that's more like a 20 grand bull.
Yeah, he was a monster.
So, I don't know.
His horns look like this post.
So, we saw a bull come in last night, get cleaned. Today there should be at least 3 down.
3 or 4 more coming in. We're in camp with 7 other guys.
If not, we'll figure it out.
All right, later.
Grandpa, you got anything to say?
Look out, elk.
Man of few words, many actions.
Okay, that's a big elk we're looking at right now. He's out of the price range. That's a big boy. So we're gonna move up the mountain, see what we can find.
So after not seeing what we were looking for at the first spot, we move up the hill a little bit. Garrett starts glassing, and this is what we see. See these big giant buffalo on the side of the hill, and these things had to be at least a quarter mile away, and you can just see that they were just massive. There was nothing here either, so we decided to hop back in the ATV after a little more glassing, and we moved up the hill to try to take our chances with another spot.
All right, sounds like we're on the stalk. We've got one bull coming this way. We gotta go.
As Grandpa catches up with Garrett and sits down, Garrett's already got one spotted. This bad boy is the one that my grandpa's eventually going to shoot, but we have to stalk him for quite a while. Garrett's got a cool little adapter for a spotting scope, and this is what he looks like through that. As the elk sits here and starts to go back over the ridge, we decide to go get back in the ATV, go around the hill, and chase after him. Once we get to the other side, we start making our way slowly down the other side of the ridge, trying to be quiet so we don't spook the big guy that we're after. This was not the big guy that we were after. This was the bigger guy that we were not going to shoot because Grandpa didn't want to spend the money. As we're sitting there watching, another smaller elk comes out, and the big one sat there and checked him out for quite a while, but didn't really think he was a threat or was going to harm him. Garrett decides that he's going to walk over and try to go a different direction and see if he can find the bull that we're actually after. While that's happening, Grandpa glasses some more, and this is where things start to get interesting.
So we're sitting here glassing another elk, and I look back behind us on the ridge, and here come 3 bulls. And our guide had walked off to spot another area. So now we're sitting here trying to figure out what to do.
Now, before he walked away, the last thing he said to us was, "Do not shoot anything." So that's all right, because here in a minute, things start to get crazy.
Spirit, you see him flopping around? I don't know if it's in his vitals, but I think you broke his back. So let's just keep an eye on him.
If there was any doubt, this shows you it's right in the vitals, and my grandpa never misses.
He's having a tough time, you know.
Yeah, he's all right.
Yeah, he's having a tough time. Just stay on him. If you got a vein, or if you got a good vein or something in there, then he'll bleed out, you know what I mean? But you broke his back, so they definitely stopped struggling while there.
I think he's done. He ain't even twitching in here.
Keep an eye on him. We'll just stay right here. Otherwise we'll give him a little extra time. Right.
It's too bad you couldn't have got behind me.
I know, we didn't have time.
Yeah, no.
Alright, so the guide's going to check and make sure that the elk is down.
If you get up here, you can get the shine off the horns.
There's his horns right back in there. Well, what do you think?
Me?
Yeah.
I think I got a dead elk.
I think you got a dead elk too. Yeah.
One animal, one bullet.
One bullet. That's all it takes, right?
Yep.
All right, let's hope he's dead. We'll go up there and check him out in a minute.
He's dead. He's stoned.
Guide's out there checking out the elk right now. Yeah, I think you're good to go, Grandpa.
Thanks, Jeff. All right.
As soon as we get to the elk, you can tell that he's like pumped. That's about as excited as he gets.
Man, we just got a nice one.
Yeah, we got out here. Well, it's just at daylight, a little past daylight. Seen a lot of bulls. Seen a monster bull back here. But seen some real nice bulls here. Oh yeah, it was a good morning.
Yeah.
And we ended up with this guy.
We saw this one first thing. We saw him kind of drop down a ridge. We snuck around kind of quick. That's when we left the ATV and we kind of snuck around and sat down, and then he worked his way out and we got to watch him do a bunch of bugling, and then he went out of sight, and luckily we were able to get back on him. Took some luck and a little bit of skill and made it happen.
See some buffalo.
Yeah.
Seen a couple of muley does.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there was a buck with him, wasn't there? Small buck?
Small buck too.
Yeah.
So this is the first elk that my grandfather's ever shot. Of all the years of hunting, this was his first elk. And it was an amazing experience to sit here and follow him and film it for him. It's an adventure that I'll never forget. So now that my grandpa filled his tag, I'm going to follow my dad around. We sit up on the side of a ridge and start glassing, and we start seeing bull elk right away. This little guy decided he didn't want to stick around. A little bit more glassing, and not much is going on. We're checking out the ridge down below us and not seeing much activity. After moving over to another spot, we set up and start scoping out the ridges across the way from us. Just like this morning, I turn around and look behind us, and there's a mule deer buck just kind of checking us out, wanting to know what's going on. As we're looking here, way up on the ridge line across from us, we also saw a moose through the scope. This big boy came out, and as you can see, he's down there next to other hunters, but he was so big, nobody was going to shoot him. So we didn't find any bulls this afternoon that my dad wanted to take a shot at. The sun's starting to go down. We decided we're going to head back to the lodge, and in the morning we're going to give it a shot for day 2.